Hello and welcome to Crypto News. In this video, I'm going to be taking a quick look at the crypto market. We've got a red day today, as we can see on CoinMarketCap right here. The long-awaited for pullback has finally happened. Many traders have been talking about it, but how long will this pullback actually last? That is the big question, and I'm sure all of you are probably watching the traders now, at least people like Tone Vays or Da Vinci, to try to find out what could actually happen and how far will this pullback actually go before it will take off further and before the halving, of course, because Bitcoin has just looked very, very bullish for so long. And of course, the alts are also affected as always. Then I'll also be talking about Craig Wright's lawyer and what he had to say regarding the private keys for the Bitcoin wallet, the private keys to the wallet, which holds a lot of Bitcoin in it. And will we see that happening on the 3rd of February when Craig is supposed to bring them to the court? So we'll be talking about that and the news article we've got for it. Then we'll also be talking a little bit about traders turning to DeFi, especially when they're trading now with this volatile market. Because, you know, when you're using DeFi, that means you're using some kind of stable coin as collateral while the price is taking a big drop. So we'll have to see how that works out, and will DeFi actually change the way we work, at least with trading, right? Because people are really bullish on that, to be in control of their own money. We'll also have some news on North Korea. There was some kind of crypto conference going on there, so I'll be talking about that too. But let's get straight in and take a quick look at the market. So as we can see, the price of Bitcoin is trading at $8,661 on average after this pullback. It did actually get to 9,200 on Binance yesterday, so you looked very, very bullish and you were just asking for trouble because we've had a constant uptrend, and we will take a quick look at that too. Let's have a look at NEO. Is trading at $11, so still holding above $11. Ontology 65 cents. Who knows if we'll see Ontology under 60 cents in the coming days? Possibly, right? It all depends how Bitcoin performs. And let's have a look at the biggest winners, and that's Theta. Now, we haven't seen Theta in action for quite some time. And of course, we've got the Exchange Token, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin SV, which actually had that massive run up. And hey, if you haven't already watched my video with Schuyler from the Crypto Hippo YouTube channel, he's an Elliott Wave analyst. Do check out the video that we've done on the top right hand corner of this page. Very, very interesting to get his analysis on this. And it was just a pullback waiting to happen because the price has actually pumped to over $400 on a certain exchange. I believe it was on Huobi. On KuCoin, I think it was like $350, $360. But the pullback was just waiting to happen. It was just not sustainable, right? We had a massive extended green candle. And it was actually multiple green candles that we have, and even on the bigger time frames, like the 1 hour time frame, if you had a look at Bitcoin SV, and again, Schuyler did have a look and he spoke about it too, but it may end up going higher, who knows? But this pullback was just waiting to happen. It was way too overbought, right? I mean, it went from $160 the day before the pump all the way to almost $400, right, on some exchanges. So absolutely crazy growth there. But let's have a look at the biggest losers, and that's Nervos Network, which I haven't heard of. It could have just been a pump and dump, Steam, and Kyber Network. So let's go and take a look at the chart of Bitcoin. And like I did before, we're going to use the basic indicators, right? We're not going to complicate anything. And I've been watching a few traders, stock traders, actually not crypto traders, and they're just saying don't overcomplicate things when you're learning how to trade. Just use basic indicators like the moving averages, right? Because if you use that, you can just base it off that and you can get a general idea of how the market wants to go, which direction it wants to go to. And this is actually on the 4-hour chart, right? So if we see here, when it went to 6,871 on the 3rd of January, we had these extended green candles here, and then we were trading against the moving average, as we can see here, right? This is the 7-day moving average, and then we started trading above the 25-day moving average. We kept on going up. We had no pullback whatsoever, but I did tell you before, and that was on the 1 hour chart in a previous video when we were pumping, that we may see a pullback to around 7,700, and this was the pullback right here, actually to 76. Actually, it was 76.90, around that, right? I did say it was gonna be around that because on the 1 hour chart at the time we had the 99-day moving average, and pro traders are saying that if we see a pullback after such a massive growth, that pullback is usually closer to the 99-day moving average, right? And if we go below that, then it's a very bearish sign. So in this case, as we can see on the 4-hour when I was looking for it, we're still not down to the 99-day moving average. So it does mean that it may go down to around the 8100 area. And again, this is only assuming that it would dump right here, but it's probably not going to do that. It's probably going to be like that, right? So it may end up going to around 8400, perhaps, if this moving average continues to climb in this direction like that. So we may see a pullback up to around 8400 before bouncing right back up, or maybe not. Maybe it's just going to push right back up above this too, right? So it doesn't guarantee it, right? I'm just trying to kind of look for ways on the different time frames to see where we could actually be going. And if we go to the 1-hour chart, we're actually already under the 99-day moving average. So it looks pretty bearish on the 1-hour chart, to be honest. We have to see if it's going to pump right back up here. As we can see, we're getting some green candles, but not enough power here compared to this massive sell-off that we had here. And it's not because of any FUD news or anything like that. It's just a general sell-off. It could just be some whale selling, or maybe even people that are actually trading on leverage exchanges. And again, I don't recommend leverage exchanges for anybody that doesn't know how to trade. I don't personally trade on leverage exchanges, but it's just something people do now. And this can actually impact the price, because if an important trader gives the signal, go short, then everybody goes short and then the price dumps. So it could just be that if it's not a whale, right? I do think it's probably that. It's probably leverage traders controlling the price now. So we may see another takeoff soon. Who knows? Or we may be going down even further if we hit this area here. So anything is possible. Again, I'm not a pro trader or anything. I'm still learning how to trade. I'm just using the basic indicators that I've actually learned from these traders that I watch who have a lot of experience. So let's move on and talk about the news. Actually, let me close that tab with the trading. So confirmed, Craig Wright doesn't have the keys to $8 billion worth of Bitcoin. Craig Wright's lawyer says that he didn't receive the private keys to $8 billion worth of Bitcoin, and provides an update on the Dave Clayman court case. And this is actually from the 17th of January, so it's not completely new. But what's interesting is that only Decrypt, which is a news website, have this information. So I would feel more comfortable if I would see this on Cointelegraph, but apparently Decrypt were the ones that managed to extract this information from Craig Wright's lawyer. So who knows if we can really trust them, right? It's hard to know exactly if this is a source that can be trusted, but we will find out, I'm pretty sure, next week, because now with the weekend and all, we're not really getting all these different news. Now, Craig Wright's lawyer confirmed to Decrypt today that Wright does not possess, nor even claim to possess, the private keys that can be used to spend the $8 billion of Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto mined in Bitcoin's early days. Wright filed a statement in the Southern District of Florida late Tuesday asserting that he had received information to unlock an encrypted file of thousands of public Bitcoin addresses that he claims to own. Wright had previously said under oath that an encrypted file exists containing both a list of public addresses and private keys. Many took that to mean that when a courier arrived Tuesday with the file, that at last Wright had received the private keys, but his lawyer said today that that was not the case. So who knows if this is actually true, right? If the lawyer said that, and if the lawyer did actually talk to these people from Decrypt, right? It is kind of hard to know exactly if this is real or fake. And I am a bit concerned about that. I'm a bit wary when it comes to these kind of news, because you don't know 100% sure. Especially if it's not from somewhere like Cointelegraph, which has a good reputation. Now, let's see. So the file that he's received did not include the private keys. Andres Rivero, who's a partner at Rivero Mestre law firm, told Decrypt. However, Wright still expects that he will receive the keys at a later date. Rivero said that the keys may come either whole or split into parts, but declined to discuss further the particulars around who has the keys and when they might arrive. So this is a bit confusing to me. So what, does he have the keys or does he not have the keys then in the end, right? It doesn't make much sense to me what we're seeing here. So that's why I'm a bit concerned that this might not actually be real, right? It might just be a way to attract some more attention to this specific news website. But yeah, basically they're just reiterating about Craig Wright here and how he got into court with the claimant's estate suing and stuff like that, right? But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below about this specific news article. I mean, what's your opinion? Do you think that Craig Wright has the keys to the Bitcoin address? I mean, if it does, that is a lot of money. And what does that mean? Does that really mean that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, or that he was part of the group formed by Satoshi Nakamoto? Who knows? We'll find out, right? Time will tell on the 3rd of February when they'll have to let us know, and they'll give us some big updates. Let's move on and talk about the news from CoinDesk. Traders turn to DeFi to capitalize on Tuesday's crypto market spike. Now, so the decentralized finance applications are popping off Tuesday, and the Ethereum price spike isn't the whole story. And this is actually a bit older, but it's just to kind of show you how DeFi actually works and the power of DeFi now that traders are actually using, right, to their advantage. So Ethereum was up $20 since Monday. Cryptocurrencies are still pretty correlated. So with some of the developments around Craig Wright and BSV, of course, because we had that pump. But what's interesting here, let me go here, is that since Ethereum gets locked into DeFi apps, the total market value will go up anytime the value in Ethereum increases, but that's only part of the picture. DeFi Pulse showed the DeFi market as having roughly $706 million in Ethereum locked up into its applications on Monday. As of this writing, the value has risen to $782 million. Another part of the story is speculators looking to capitalize on a market spike. It has been a very long time since we've seen such a big day in the top 10 cryptocurrencies. Now, Leshner said that it's very likely that the money is moving into DeFi because traders are looking for liquidity in order to play the market. So on a day when the prices are moving 100%, an annual rate doesn't matter to them, of course. And this is why I'm not so bullish on staking projects, right? Because if you know how to trade, like if you learn how to trade, and even if you don't know how to trade, assuming that you really believe in a cryptocurrency project, right? You buy that coin really cheap on a red day, and then you hold, and then the price goes up 50%. And instead of staking, why not just sell for the 50%? And I'm not giving you financial advice here, but it's just common sense, right? I'm not saying sell all of your portfolio, but even if you sell like half of it, it's pumped 50% already. You're selling half of it. You're not waiting for that dip. If the dip doesn't come, that's perfect, right? The price is just going to continue to go up. But we've seen the dips come over and over again. The dips always come, right? So it just shows you right here what happened with the crypto market now, right? We had massive growth all the way from 7K, but the dip has come, right? And who knows, it may go even lower. So it just kind of shows you that with altcoins, especially if you see something going up 2x, even 50%, that's a lot, right? It's something that you should consider. And then if the price dumps again, and of course you believe in that project, you can always get back in. And if you get back in, you'll actually get more coins. So you can keep accumulating coins that way, right? So that is also a better strategy than staking, because sometimes when you stake, you see the price go up 2x, you're getting overexcited, and the price comes down, then you're getting depressed, and you're spending time on Telegram talking to other people thinking, oh, damn, look, I probably should have sold that, right? Or maybe you'll just say, oh, well, I believe in the long-term vision of this company or of this project because they will progress, they will perform, they'll do something, they'll give us some updates. And in that case, you'll be like, you don't care about the price, right? Because people don't have time all the time to do these kind of flips. But the flips do bring profits as well, right? You got to look at that too. So you got to see from that point of view as well. Now, Ether is the primary form of collateral used to do other stuff. Lesnar noted, so when it's worth more, its holders can do more stuff. However, the first step in that process is to turn to DeFi applications to provide liquidity, for example, by borrowing against an asset whose value is rising. So that's what we've seen basically, and we had a couple of companies that do that apparently. They had mentioned them here. Uniswap is one of them as well. But yeah, I mean, what's your opinion on DeFi? I'm actually curious. Let me know in the comments below. Of course, with every news article that I talk about, and just a reminder, you can find all the links to these news articles in the description of the video if you want to check that out with the times. But let's move on and talk about North Korea here. So, uncovering the motives behind North Korea's crypto conference. So on the 15th of January, the United Nations warned that attending North Korea's cryptocurrency conference in February will likely constitute a sanctions violations. According to Reuters, this notice was issued in a confidential report that will be submitted to the UN Security Council later this month. The warning comes after a series of events sparked suspicion around North Korea's growing interest in blockchain and cryptocurrency. In August, a panel monitoring the enforcement of the UN sanctions reported that North Korean agents have generated about $2 billion by stealing money from financial institutions and cryptocurrency exchanges. The leaked report notes that North Korea is planning to use the money for its weapons of mass destruction programs, creating a significant cause for concern. So we're talking about North Korea and stolen funds here pretty much, right? And is this the case? Possibly, right? Possibly. And that's the thing. I mean, we had they're planning another conference, another blockchain conference in North Korea. And when we're talking about all these conferences, I mean, don't imagine it's like regular folks that have a full-time job that are interested in blockchain technology going to these conferences. No, we're talking about the big guys going to these conferences and trying to plan out their game and how they're going to take advantage of it, right? So I don't necessarily see it as something positive. It could be something negative, right? If we see North Korea looking into this for their own financial gain and for reasons of war and things like that. So this is actually quite scary if you think about it, right? The fact that they're using the blockchain for their own purpose, right? For their own advantages. Now, despite all of these, some members of the blockchain community are still planning to host an event in North Korea next month. The conference will take place on February 10th and is being organized by Alejandro Caudebenos, a special delegate for the Committee for Cultural Relations and president of the Korean Friendship Association, along with Chris Ems, a business developer at Bitcoin.com. Both Ems and Cao did not respond to Cointelegraph's request for comment regarding the reasons for hosting a blockchain conference in North Korea. Brittany Kaiser, an activist, Cambridge Analytica, and a whistleblower and subject of the Netflix documentary The Great Hack, explained that she was invited last August to attend an event in North Korea scheduled for September, which was eventually cancelled for unknown reasons via a Telegram group organized by EMS. Most people in the blockchain industry are idealists and technologists, not political scientists or experts in foreign affairs. That's what she's saying there, right? So I don't know, right? I mean, it's interesting, but look at this, right? Based on Telegram messages, about 90 blockchain community members were part of the group chat, including Mo Levin, who's an organizer of the North American Bitcoin Conference, Ran Neuner, who's the CEO of On-Chain Capital, and many others. So we got the guy who's on top of Ontology and Neo going to this conference as well. So, wow, that's a bit unexpected, right? But there's the Pyongyang Summit invitation on Telegram, right? This is how it looks here. Wow, so they're actually using Telegram for that. It's interesting. Yeah, definitely. I mean, seeing them using Telegram for summit invitations is actually something special, right? Because you don't expect to see that when it comes to these kind of conferences, right? By these kind of leaders in the space. But it just shows you that they are using it, right? They're using it as a normal social media platform because, as you know, and if you don't already know, of course, Telegram is most commonly used when it comes to cryptocurrency related discussions, right? To find out updates about crypto projects and things like that. But anyway, let me know what you think about this with North Korea getting into or interested in blockchain technology for their own gains and for their own agenda. What's your opinion on that? I mean, do you think this should probably stop and you should actually look at something revolutionary, doing something actually using the blockchain instead of thinking about their gains and thinking about war and things like that? Because there's just so much hate in the world, right? It's horrible that we're seeing more of that happening. But let me know what you think again in the comments below. And that was it from today's video. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.